Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mariam. This is Learn Memoni with Mariam, and you are at the right place if you want to learn Memoni. Today we are going to continue learning numbers, but I have had so many requests from people asking me, how do I say 29, and how do I say this, and how do I say that, and I know that in order to actually learn numbers, the key is to understanding the patterns in those numbers. So today we're gonna actually learn numbers 20 to 39. But in doing so, I'm not gonna just tell you what the words are. I'm gonna show you exactly how those words are formed, and that way when you are actually trying to speak or you're listening to a conversation, you know, oh, I'm in this number set or I'm in that number set. And understanding and seeing those patterns is what's gonna help you become a better speaker. But if you haven't already, now is the time that you need to go back and watch my videos on numbers 1 through 10 and 11 to 19, because without that background knowledge, you're actually not gonna really be able to understand and learn and keep up with what I'm talking about in this video. So go back and memorize numbers 1 through 10 if you haven't already, because that's super important. Because you have to remember that learning a language is all about recognizing patterns. And if you don't know those earlier numbers, it's gonna be really hard for you to recognize the patterns later on, and you're not gonna be able to grow. And to show you exactly how these patterns form, I brought my whiteboard along with me today to help you see what I'm talking about. And if you're a visual learner like me, this is really gonna help you. So make sure you're actually watching and not just listening to today's video so you can follow along closely. Sorry, jai break. First, you'll want to recognize that the sounds for numbers 1 through 10 reappear over and over again for all the other numbers. The spelling and the exact sound might be a bit different, but the root of those numbers 1 through 10 reappears constantly. So the first thing we're gonna do is refresh 1 through 10. So I already have it written here for us. So we have 1, hakuro, 2, bo, 3, tre, 4, jar, 5, bunj, 6, cho, 7, set, 8, at, 9, nu, and 10, do. Now for every number set going forward, you will see that each number is made up of a root that comes from numbers 1 through 10. So the numbers 1 through 10 become the root words. And attached to those root words are suffixes. And this is going to take you back to elementary school where you learn the word suffix. So attached to the roots are suffixes. Those suffixes are going to tell you what number set you're in, whether it's the 20s or the 30s or the 40s. So when you're listening to a conversation in Memoni and you hear a number, the end of the word is going to tell you, oh, this is 20 something or it's 30 something. And so even though you might not master all of the words and all the vocabulary, this is going to help you see, oh, I'm in the 20s, I'm in the 30s. And so in every number set, you will see the same pattern repeat itself, but of course, the root word will change based on 1 through 10, and the suffix will change based on whether you're in the 20s, 30s, and so on. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk roots. So the roots originate from 1 to 10, but they don't sound the same every time, and they're not spelled exactly the same. I'm gonna go through them first, so when we add on our suffixes, it's gonna be a lot easier to understand. So 1 is hakuro. The root word for 1 is ek. 2 is bull. The root word is ba. 3 is tre. The root word is tre. That's easy. The root word, 5 is sponge. The root word is binge. 6 is cho. The root word is cha. 7 is sat. Sat. The root word is sit. Sit. 8 is at. The root word is it. It. 9 is do. And this is the weirdest one. The root word for 9 is ogan. So that's a funny one. Ogan. Now that we've gone through all the root words, we're going to go ahead and look at the 20s number set and see how we can add on the suffix and create some words. So many of you guys already know this, but 20 in Memoni is V. Right? V is not only the word for 20, but in Memoni, the word for that first number in the set becomes the suffix. Yep, it's that easy. You don't even have to, you have one less thing to memorize. So V, all we had to do is slap it on to all of these root words and now you know how to count. So if the root word for 1 is ik, and we're trying to make 21, ik plus 20 is 21. It's like that in English too. If you are thinking about the word 21, it's 20 plus 1. Same concept in Memoni. We have, except the root comes first, and then we have the suffix 20. So we will have ik and then V. But again, it's just the general rule that they will sound similar to V. 21 is different because we're not going to have ek V, it's just eki. So 21 in Memoni is eki. 22, the root is ba, and all we do is add on the V. Vavi. 3, the root is tre. All we do is add on the V. Trevi. 24, the root word is cho, and we add on the V. Jovi. So 5, the root is binge. This is also another one where it's not binge V, it ends up being bingy. So 21 you have eki, 25 you have bingy. 26 is cha, you have chavi. 27 you have sit, but instead of just adding the V, because sit V is kind of a weird word, it's sitavi. So we add another A in there, so it's easier to pronounce, it rolls off the tongue. Sitavi. 27. 28. Same thing. It is the root word for 8, but it to be is a really weird sounding word, so we also turn it into it-avi. It-tavi. Okay. Now 29. The root for 9 is ogan. But instead of adding V, the thing that the 9s do in all the number sets is it actually tells you what's the next one. It preps you for the 30s. So 30 in Memoni, most of you already probably know, is 3, right? 30, I will write it here. 30 is 3. I wrote it like tree, but it's pronounced 3. So knowing that 30 is 3, what we do with 29 is we add 3 as the suffix. So 29 is actually ogan 3. It's like the one before 30. Ogan 3. Ogan 3. So let's go through the 20s. 20 is V. 21, Eki. 22, Bavi. 23, Trevi. 24, Jovi. 25, Binji. 26, Chavi. 27, Sitavi. 28, Ittavi. 29, Ogantri. Alright, that was easy. And it gets easier because you've gotten so much better at recognizing these roots. Ogan, you hear that? You're like, oh, it's something 9. Okay. Alright, so let's do the 30s now, and it's going to be much easier and faster because you've already got it. So 30, we already talked about it, is 3. 31, you have ik, and all you do is add 3 to it, but because ik 3 is a weird word, we say ekatri because it flows off the tongue. Ekatri. 32, you have ba, add 3, batri. 33, the root word here is actually te, not tre. This is an anomaly. Te, and we add 3 is tetri. 34, cho. So you add 3 is chotri. 35. The root word is a bit different here too. It's not binge, but if you remember 5 in Memoni is sponge. The root word for 35 is actually pan. And you add 3 to it, it's pantri. 36, you have cha. You add 3, chatri. 37. This root word is different because 7 in Memoni is set. 27, the root word is sit, so you have sittavi. In 37, it's sara. Sara. And then you add 3, sara 3. 38. This is also, the root is also different here. It's ara, and you add 3. Ara 3 is 38. And 39. It's not ogan 3. Ogan 3 is 29. It has to be looking forward to what's next. After 39, you have 40. So, if anyone knows the word for 40, it is jari. Right? Jari, that's some free knowledge for you today. It's jari. So, you have 39, ogan, jari. That's it. Alright, let's go through 30 to 40 again and see if we can get a hang of the roots and the suffixes. So 30 is 3, 31, ekatri, 32, batri, 33, tentri, 34, chotri, 35, pantri, 36, chatri, 37, Saratri. 38, Aratri. 39, Oganchari. And then 40 is Chari. All right, that was a lot, but I hope you thought this was very helpful, and I hope it helps you start seeing those patterns. If you thought this video was helpful, let me know in the comments. Definitely subscribe so you know when my next video is coming out. But if you thought this was helpful, leave me a comment and let me know if you want to see more of these, if we should do more of the number sets, the 40s, the 50s, and so on. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for supporting me. Assalamu alaikum.